What has been the role of the Animal Policy Alliance in these efforts?
So the Animal Policy Alliance really acts in a supportive role and also a convening role. Um, Jody already mentioned how through the Animal Policy Alliance, Wholesome Minnesota was able to connect with Civic Plate, which then was the catalyst to getting the Hennepin County plant-based by default policy passed. But we also provide exclusive grant funding to our APA members. We do annual or sometimes semi-annual grants that are only available to our APA members, which is huge because, of course, in this movement, we've got a lot of really amazing organizations all kind of going for the same pots of money. And
Mhm.
within the Animal Policy Alliance, we have this exclusive opportunity just for our handful of APA members. And it's to help them to either launch or start pilot campaigns. So we've been able to fund a lot of really great initiatives for our APA members and give them kind of that like that foot in the door, that leg up to really grow their initiatives, grow their presence in their communities, and continue to advance plant-based policies as well as other animal-related policies. But then we're also able to provide tailored research for our APA members. So if an APA member is working on a policy and maybe wants some guidance on drafting that policy language, we're able to step in and provide input there as well as point them in the direction of other resources to really make sure that their policies are well researched, they're backed up by facts, and that they'll also be able to hold up when it comes to implementation and enforcement later down the road.
Yeah, I can imagine having that kind of structure. I mean, that's what we've said in all of these interviews. Having that kind of structure will be reassuring for people who maybe are, which wouldn't include either Judy or Jody, I don't think, not right beginning in their efforts. But there are people out there probably who haven't really gotten involved yet and who want to participate. And maybe if there isn't the right group in their own community yet, they would want to start one, which is kind of daunting. So, what can if there are people who are intrigued, what should they do? How should they get in touch with you, and what can you offer to help them?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, the Animal Policy Alliance is made up of a diverse group of organizations. Some of them are very new and they haven't even achieved their nonprofit status yet. So they're just kind of doing grassroots work, getting their foot in the door with policymaking. And then we have other groups that are very well established with decades of experience working on policy initiatives. And that's one of the big values of the Animal Policy Alliance is we're bringing these groups together. These more experienced, more established groups can provide guidance to newer groups, and newer groups can learn from the mistakes of past initiatives from these other groups. But our more established groups can also learn from new groups that are maybe more nimble, trying things out. Maybe they have more of the ability to test out new ideas than a more established group has. So there's benefits on both ends of the spectrum here. But if we have any either newly formed groups or established animal policy groups out there across the US, either working at the local level or the state level, um, any of them are welcome to apply to join the Animal Policy Alliance. You can go to our website at animalpolicyalliance.org. And once there, you can click on apply, and there is an application that can be filled out that'll um, go over a variety of questions about their interest in membership. They'll have to go through an interview process, a vetting process, and then once they are accepted, they will be introduced to the rest of the Alliance and have access to our monthly membership calls, our annual APA Summit, which is when we bring all the groups together in a specific location somewhere in the US to network and share ideas. And that'll also get them access to things like our grant opportunities and our exclusive website where we have lots of bill templates and other resources that they can utilize.
And I would imagine too that the website is useful for people who maybe are not at the point where they want to start an organization. They're just looking to get active, but they could find organizations that might be somewhat local to them or in their state at least, where they could connect with those organizations. So not really connecting directly with you, but just finding out about some local organizations that are doing some good stuff.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Anyone can go to our website and click on organizations and get a whole list of our public APA membership. And clicking on each of their logos can get you to their websites where you can get their contact information if there are any local advocates that are looking for just an organization in their state that they maybe want to reach out to and partner with.
Brenna, what other legislative proposals in this area are pending in other states around the country?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much going on in the plant-based movement right now because overall it is a relatively new concept in terms of policy. So there still is a lot we don't know. We don't have that historical data that tells us what the best policy method is. So we've heard uh, Jody talking about plant-based by default. We've heard about Judy talking about lack of equitable access to milk alternatives. There's a lot of different pathways we can take here, and one of the bigger bills that's out there right now is actually at the federal level. It was just introduced this last month, called the Plant Powered School Meals Pilot Act, and it creates a pilot grant program for schools to offer more plant-based options to students. And it also does seek to address the milk alternative issue by requiring rather than allowing schools to offer plant-based alternatives. And it doesn't require the students to come with that doctor's note that we were all talking about.
No.
So of course that bill was just introduced. It was introduced in the House. It hasn't moved yet. It's a brand new bill, but it definitely is an exciting possibility or step forward.
Well, it is
Um,
exciting, though it is a little hard to imagine progress at the federal level, but we don't
yeah,
need to go
yeah,
into that.
absolutely. But that's why the Animal Policy Alliance and our members are so important because you're right. It's so hard to advance anything and see any progress at the federal level, but we are seeing progress at the state and local level. We are seeing our local communities move towards a plant-based by default policy and offering more plant-based options. We are seeing states begin to introduce bills and pass bills that provide more access to plant-based food in schools. In Washington State, in the 2022 through 2025 school years, they had some pilot grant funding for plant-based meal initiatives. It was a small pocket of funding, but it was definitely a step in the right direction and a way for schools to kind of explore what it might look like for them to offer more plant-based options to their students and just get like a sense of where the interest is from their students as well. Also, another bill that has popped up in the last legislative session and will likely continue in this coming year is in Massachusetts. There's the new bean deal, which would provide more access to plant-based foods in larger institutions. So just there's a lot happening and there's a lot we're still learning as we go, but it's definitely clear that we need more equitable access to plant-based foods and we need to make plant-based foods more of the norm for the everyday person
Yeah,
who likes
yeah.
those convenient choices.
I mean, I just feel like this is a real sign of the development of the whole movement. There's been so many years just like all of your experiences, just people individually finding out what's happening and turning towards plant-based diets and veganism and now we're at the point where all right, we're not changing the whole world, but asking for options is unbelievably legitimate now. I mean, there's lots of people who want to eat this way for lots of different reasons. It's such a powerful argument. It's so exciting to see this going